The Oklahoma Sooners have some big recruiting weekends coming up here in the next coming weeks, especially as they head into June. And guys, we have you covered. We've got a kind of an early list to go over and look at guys that will be on campus. But before we dive into it and talk about some 5 stars that are going to be on campus for the University of Oklahoma and where they potentially stand with them, go ahead, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, or not the describe, the subscribe button. We want you to subscribe here at the channel, please. That really helps me out. Guys, go ahead and hit the like and the subscribe button. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments below. Listen, guys, you can tell my voice is getting a little sore here. I'm going on a bachelor trip this weekend because, listen, I'm getting married. And I'm pumping out a bunch of videos for you guys, pre-recording these, so they can go out while I'm gone on my trip this weekend. But let's get into it. Official visits for the University of Oklahoma starting out on June 9th. Man, there is just a list of guys that will be on campus, starting with 4-star running back Taylor Tatum. Now, I've kind of done a little research on this one, and it looks like Taylor Tatum could either be there on the 9th or the week of the 16th, which I believe is the Champ U barbecue. So it's important to note that because, he might not be there on June 9th. So don't freak out if he's not there. Additionally, you're going to have the 4-star cornerback Marcellus Williams, who believes that maybe could be a USC-UCLA battle, and Oklahoma is just the 3rd place. But I would keep an eye on this one. This one would seem pretty interesting, especially with what you could be losing this upcoming season with Woody Washington and guys like that. Additionally, you're going to have inside offensive lineman Jason Zandamala, who I believe we're trying to get on here for the podcast, so keep an eye out for that. Offensive tackle Weston Davis. This is a guy that I was kind of watching at the beginning of the season and going, okay, what's he going to be for the Oklahoma Sooners? Because Weston Davis actually intrigues me quite a bit because he's got some pretty elite offers across the country, and I definitely think that that's one that a lot of people need to be paying attention to on the offensive line. Additionally, you have Marquise Easley, the offensive tackle, 4-star. But then you've got 3-star running back Xavier Robinson and the 3-star edge rusher Caleb Red. So you guys are excited to see Xavier Robinson there because that's been a fan favorite. Now, I'm not sure if that one's going to be an official or if it'll be an unofficial, and then maybe he takes an official for Champ U, but we'll have to see. Additionally, going into the week of June 16th, this is the big weekend. This is the weekend everybody's all excited for. Everybody will be waiting to see. You're going to have 5-star defensive lineman Dominic McKinley on campus. And listen, if you guys listen to Brandon Drum or Parker Thune over on Rivals now, listen, they talk about Oklahoma's chances here. And it kind of shocks me that Todd Bates and Oklahoma are getting an official when you look at his 4 official visits. You've got Ohio State, Texas A&M, Texas, and Oklahoma. A guy that's from Louisiana? Where's LSU? Maybe that means good things for the University of Oklahoma if LSU is not going to be in this battle. Additionally, you're going to have 5-star linebacker Sammy Brown on campus. Everybody loves Sammy Brown. Sammy Brown is going to potentially be what a lot of people are talking about, the next Brian Bosworth. So that's exciting to see Sammy Brown, the 6'2", 230-pound linebacker out of Jefferson, Georgia, getting back on campus. And Brent Venables and Ted Roof really leveraging that long-term relationship that Brent Venables has had with Sammy Brown. And I think it's going to be tough to beat out Wes Goodwin and Clemson. I've said it for the entire year. I think Sammy Brown ends up on that Clemson roster, but it's starting to sound like things are really trending in a good direction. Today on the Wilt Fong Whip Around, I think is what they call it, on 247 on their YouTube page, Steve talked about how you heard really good things from Sammy Brown about his visits. You heard from Brandon Drum last night on their OU Insider. Well, I guess you guys will be seeing this on Saturday. So a couple nights ago, about how the staff feels really good about Sammy Brown. How Sammy Brown talked about Oklahoma being his best visit, which I'm like, really? So shout out to Brandon Drum for that little bit of a tidbit of information over there over at Rivals. Again, if you guys haven't checked them out over there at Rivals, you guys need to go check it out. they're going to be doing some big things. So they transitioned from 247 to Rivals. If you living under a rock, so go over there, subscribe, and check them out over there. Additionally, on June 16th, you're going to have four-star offensive tackle Bennett Warren on campus. We've had him on the podcast. Running back James Peoples, we've had him on the podcast too. Great dude. Quarterback Samaj Jones, another guy we've had on the podcast. Defensive line Joseph Jonah Ajonye. Guys, you guys are catching the drill here. These are all guys that we've had on. And a guy that I definitely think will definitely be in this class. Linebacker Braden Platt. Safety by Torre? I hope I said that right. And athlete Justin Denson Jr. So far, not like an insanely big list, but it's definitely an impressive list. Now, let's talk about expected visitors, because you might be asking yourself, where's David Stone? Where's Williams Winery? Well, those official visits are coming. I would bet money on it. Williams Winery takes a visit to Oklahoma. David Stone takes a visit to Oklahoma. I don't think there's anything to worry about there. But talking to Michael Patterson McDonald. So still trying to figure out if he has an official date set up. But Michael Patterson McDonald went through, asked him a couple questions, and I'm going to read them off to you guys. And this is what we kind of got from him. So asked him about upcoming official visits. Oklahoma, Iowa State. We talked about where Oklahoma sits on his list. Top 3 school. Why and if any unofficial visits stuck out? And he said the players there at Oklahoma, they gave him a lot of knowledge, and Coach Bates really sticks out to him, along with Ryan Carter over at a different school. Shows him a lot of love when he sees him. And then we talked about a commitment date. When should you see something from Michael Patterson? He said around season time is when he's thinking about committing, maybe even sooner, just depending on what happens there. Maybe if Todd Bates and Jay Valai and Brandon Hall and this staff can get Michael Patterson to shut his commitment down early. So that's definitely something you guys are going to want to keep an eye on. I definitely will be keeping an eye on it for you guys. And listen, we've had Michael Patterson on the podcast. I will plan to have him back on after he takes some official visits. And guys, we will be following that recruitment closely. But guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you all are thinking down in the comments below, because listen, Oklahoma, they're lining themselves up to land multiple 5-star defensive players, along with the 5-star wide receiver in Bryant Wesco. I want to hear from you guys. Where do you guys think this Oklahoma class for the 2024 time period lands? And who do you want to see most in this class? If you could pick one 5-star, who is the 5-star that you want to see the Sooners land? Additionally, if you haven't already, go ahead, hit that like, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments below.